Hi, everyone. My name is Aaron Wallwick, CEO of EventGuard, and I'm joined by a very special guest today.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lowell Applebaum. I'm the CEO of Vistacova.
And we are just recording for you a brief little video about an upcoming session we're going to bring to you at ORGPRO 2019. We focused on an ebook that Lowell and I recently wrote called Trade Show Revolution. So I'm going to let Lowell take it away and just share with us a little bit about what you can expect during this upcoming presentation.
So if you're coming to this session, you're coming because you realize both the value the trade show brings to partners, to members, to the organization, but probably also realize that the traditional model of the trade show is one that is quickly becoming outdated and antiquated. And so this session is not meant as a passive reception of what are we supposed to do next. This session is meant to be a hands-on interactive workshop of how do we craft a process for really evolving what has been a corner piece of value for our organizations in a influential but also experiential model of design that will be exciting, that will be interactive, that will be tangible and leave you with good takeaways.
One of my favorite things that you always say, Lowell, in your presentations is this will be an active session. So
Yes.
prepared to work. That's definitely what you can experience here as well. A couple of the key things that we'll be doing and thinking about. First of all, the ebook is really focused on what does it look like within the context of your organization to have declining attendance, engagement, or revenue, particularly around your trade show, but around your events and meetings more broadly. And so during this program, we'll start by really helping you identify your key stakeholders, including exhibitors, including attendees and speakers and sponsors, and even yourself as an organization, and really identifying what is going well within the context of your trade show, as well as what could use some improvement. When we think about design thinking, we really talk about kind of what is the current state of things, and before we launch into maybe what's possible or what if. So after we diagnose maybe the current stakeholder needs and things that are going well, we're really going to launch into some of these alternative trade show models. In designing the ebook, Lowell and I really started focusing on like what would it look like to present to you maybe 10 or 20 different trade show model ideas. And then in my living room and in my dining room, it quickly became, well, could we get to 30? What would 40 look like? And ultimately, we landed on 50. So I know you touched on this a little bit already, Lowell, but maybe you could speak a little bit more about the types and variety of models we'll be talking about as part of this program.
So you need to, I think, start from a place of coming in and being willing to not iterate, but to create, right? Like we have the traditional model of your 10 by 10 booths in mind. We know how the floor looks. So if you were to release that and come in the room, what could you do with the space and what would you want to accomplish by it? Sure, people are coming to make sales, but they're also more and more today looking to make relationships that allow them to have conversations focused on solutions that serve not just while they're on the floor, but also throughout the whole year. And so where do those relationships, how are they formed? Are they formed through models that look at learning as a platform for that? And what can we learn from one another, from both solution providers, from members, and what are the interactive platforms there? You know, are those relationships built on a platform of not just, you know, the solution provider being the salesman, but really about understanding the need of those coming to the floor? And that's a need short-term, immediate, like what am I coming with? But also a long-term, like how do I understand the needs I'm going to have and how you could be the right partner down the road? And so we should start a relationship today. Relationships aren't just started by handing over an RFP. Understanding of the potential of any solution provider and the needs of any particular executive or organization comes from a place of continual conversation and of a platform of intimate knowledge. And I think what you'll see within the 50 ideas is it's broken into those type of experiences of knowledge gaining about one another, of knowledge creation about the solutions we're all facing, about code crafted ideation about what's possible for the future of the industry, since we all have a stake in it, and of really investing the time on the trade show floor so that, yes, the sales can still be made, but about making meaningful connections that serve all the stakeholders, not just today, but tomorrow.
Absolutely. And from there, we'll be springboarding into what would a personalized roadmap look like for your organization. And so we don't intend to leave you with 50 ideas and encourage you to sort of choose your own adventure on your own without support and guidance, but really to, in a supported environment, both with us as sort of co-creators with you, but also with fellow attendees think about, what does my current situation look like, and what might be my best possible path forward to create value not only for your attendees and exhibitors, but for all of your key stakeholders who partake in your event. And so we do anticipate more than just sort of a scribbled note maybe on a scrap sheet of paper, but really a path forward that will help you have meaningful conversations with key stakeholders like board and committees and staff, but also some ideas in regards to implementation that you can take back and begin to chip away with. We have approached this topic of revolution from two standpoints, and we'll talk more about this in the session. One path forward being this idea of evolution, where maybe it's a small beta test on your trade show floor, all the way through the continuum through revolution, where we're really sort of maybe even scrapping and starting over again, something that looks very different from what you have. And only you will know what is best for your unique scenario, but we'll help you identify that in this program.
The other thing I would say to start to wrap up is really two or three things. Number one is that although 3 hours, okay, other things I will say. I see Aaron laughing. 3 hours goes by quick. And so you'll walk out with places to start. You'll walk out with real tangible places to start. But we hope you come into this looking for places to start, looking for like, how do we get going on this, and how do we move forward on this? And so the other side of that is that you're hopefully coming in prepared to start, right? You're coming in having thought about where we are, thinking about what are our organizational goals, how could a trade show tie into our mission and vision, how could we tie it into our strategy, what would success look like if we were to able to create the kind of ideal platform for solution providers meeting needs for relationships, so that we can work through a process of taking that as concept and putting in place a process to make it into a reality.
So as you can tell, we can't even summarize this program in 3 minutes. So we hope that you'll join us. We look forward to co-creating, working with you. Of course, the 3-hour session will be a springboard for conversation and dialogue, and we anticipate it will continue long after the session has concluded. But if you're interested in taking a closer look at your trade show or applying some of these elements to your events and meetings as well, we hope you'll check us out. Again, that will be the Trade Show Revolution session at ORGPRO 2019. In the meantime, feel free to email us or contact us through social media or websites to ask questions or to even get a jump start on some of the pre-planning or thinking that might go into this program. But with that, we hope you'll join us. We'll look forward to working with you, and we'll see you soon.